it's over. Is it really over? When you say this is the last time you'll ever speak to them, is it really? You swear that you can't take one more fight, lie, betrayal, but do you mean it? Or is that what we're supposed to think, to feel, to say? These are questions I faced often, and to answer it, I had to go back to the beginning, to the curse. The curse, the Disney curse that is. Growing up, imagining the day when your handsome prince would come and whisk you away, off to your happily ever after in the land of delusion. Then boom, adulthood hits and you learn it was the biggest lie ever told. Or maybe you were one of the lucky ones, managing to swerve and miss the grenades entirely. Well, as for me, I fell for it. And hard. You see, love was something that I had the pleasure of witnessing often. With 3 generations of long-lasting, epic love stories before me, I was smitten by the idea of love. To a child, it was nothing short of a fairy tale. But when you build a house on shallow ground, bound to crumble, and that it did. By the tender age of 12, my sights had been set, mission realized, and the journey underway. It was also clear the time had come for me to locate my Prince Charming. Well, minus the charming, because what I found instead was a sea of broken promises, infidelity, and abuse, all wrapped up in pretty faces. Red flag after red flag, and somehow I was still a glutton for punishment. A masochist swept up in pain, mistaking it for pleasure. The seeds of these encounters were planted, took root, and bared fruit of low self-esteem, distrust, self-hatred, and desperation, allowing anyone to mistreat and use me, all the while pretending to have my best interest at heart. And who could argue with that? I mean, at the end of the day, we all want love. To see it, feel it, give it, and most importantly, be it. But as the seeds bloomed and the fruit ripened, so did the sour taste of love. Try as I might to hurl it from my system, sweat it out of every pore, its poison seeped deeper into my soul, distilling bitterness in its weight. Was love bullshit? You couldn't tell me differently. I simply decided to stop believing in it. Not because I truly believed that it was bullshit, but it was just easier. Easier to pretend I was unfazed, uninterested, unready to take it seriously. But once a lover girl at heart, it's really hard to change your ways. So the cycle continued like this, bring me up to the highest highs and plummeting me to the lowest of lows. But in truth, I was doing the best that I could with the tools that I had. I wasn't equipped at the time to handle love in all its glory, with its thorny stem and beautiful bud. I didn't fully understand how something could feel so good, real, warm, true, and at the same time, torturously painful. That despite my best efforts, bearing every inch of my soul, my truth, it wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. So instead, I performed. I became the embodiment of what others wanted, even if it meant hating myself. But the charade wouldn't last forever. Eventually, the theatrics became meaningless, and I yearned for authenticity. Even if my fear of isolation would be realized, I didn't care. I sat down and asked myself a question that I'd ignored for so long. What do I want? What do I actually want? Not what the self-help books, dating podcasts, and gurus told me I should want. It was simple, monogamy and honesty. So, over a series of months, I began telling men exactly what I thought, exactly what I wanted, doing my very best to keep my ego at bay, as fragile as she is sometimes, when rejection felt near. Oh, you just want to have fun and see where this goes. Thanks for the honesty, but I don't. Next, oh, you DM me because you liked my fat ass and pretty face. Thanks for the honesty. Next, you're just trying to stay low and build? Thanks, but no thanks. Next. And the more I did it, the stronger the muscle grew until I met you on a normal day in December. You rolled across my inbox and I started my typical round of questions. What are your intentions? What are you looking for? You replied immediately, to make you my wife. I am no doctor, but I'm 1,000% certain that my heart skipped a beat. You told me that you weren't interested in dating for dating's sake. You enjoyed your fun, but you're a monogamous man at heart, ready to seriously commit. Of course, this terrified me because in my experience, there was always another shoe. Men couldn't be sincere, honest, direct. I was ready for the punked crew to roll on through, letting me know, haha, joke's on you. But every action from that moment forward proved to be true. You showed me each and every day that you wanted me, all of me. And with hindsight being 2020, I realized it was because of the truth I had shined out into the world. The truth of who I was and what I wanted. The truth that stood up to countless misalignments and rejections. The truth that I had cultivated from a series of tools that allowed me to discover myself, accept myself, and love myself. The tools that helped me distinguish my intuition from conditioning and fear. Doing so allowed allowed me to create space and recognize true connection when it introduced itself to me. I'd finally cracked the code on loving me, and anything outside of love just wouldn't cut it. And as always, thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, please leave a pink heart as a comment. That means the world to me. Thank you. I love y'all so much. And until next time, peace.